And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our Overwatch World Cup 2019 preliminary matches. It is time for Hong Kong versus Paraguay here. The first time that we have seen Paraguay at a World Cup. They've made the trip out from the heart of South America to compete here.
And they come in as, I believe what we just showed was the 32nd seed. I believe we have 33 teams here. There are some teams that you see like located in the bracket, just empty spots. Those are just for the sake of buys. But no, you expect Hong Kong to be the favorites in this match. Paraguay, it'll be fun to see what they bring to the table, though.
Yeah, look, I mean, Muwei and Mango Jai have been on this roster for the last 3 World Cups, I think. Mango Jai is still playing, of course, on Talon Esports, who we saw at the Gauntlet recently. Obviously, Paraguay, we just don't have a lot of information on. They've essentially come out of the woodwork here to compete. And so, well, let's see what they can show us, I guess, out here on a big stage. The winner of this match goes up against Germany, who had a bye into the semi-finals. And the winner of that match will probably end up facing the Russian Federation in the decider for this bracket. So Hong Kong are looking to make it all the way here. Out of the gates, they've got Farah. And they've actually got the Wrecking Ball here for Step, interestingly enough. Yeah,
interesting. You're going to be able to put some more damage down onto the back line with the Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball Farah Doomfist. So a little bit more of like a dive-heavy competition here for Hong Kong. And Paraguay, they play the Farah and the Reaper. So that is a combination I've seen a lot of teams in scrimmages playing up until now. That's a composition that even some of the top teams have been using, especially on control maps.
It looks like Paraguay have the right idea, at the very least, coming into this matchup, but Mango Giant strikes first. Years one. And Kitty already been taken out of the picture early on here. If you're not aware, this is Busan. Hong Kong look to start the fight off strong, but again, haven't captured the point yet. So Paraguay's reinforcements will be coming in, and they've had to switch to McCree here for years one. So looks like they don't want to match Farah, instead try and counter her.
Yeah, no, I think it's a little bit dangerous, especially because you go McCree, and they have the Doomfist and the Wrecking Ball on the other side, where there's just a lot of ability to dive the McCree, right? McCree doesn't have a ton of mobility, can't really escape rather easily. So Paraguay definitely in some trouble here early on. Also, just to catch you up on some of the other things going on, I believe this and the other game that's live is Brendan Sancho, so with their stream on Play Overwatch, that is Italy versus Japan in a Game 6.
That one's going all the way. Years, though, struggling a little bit here after switching towards the McCree. Ganjamain is going to try and match the Faris here. He's gone down. It was Miko actually picking him up with the Kadush's blaster, and while Muwei makes very short work of Kitty and R2 Rock there, as Paraguay tried to flank around, but Hong Kong pushed into them. They didn't want to allow them to get set up in the room on that right-hand side. They catch them unaware.
Now you have Step with the minefield, and you have Moonblue with the rocket barrage. So you're going to be able to area denial players potentially into that rocket barrage. So I just think with the McCree, right, you have the double shield, but there's no peel for the McCree, right? I think that's where it gets tough.
Ganjamain down early again against Moonblue with the pocket, the damage boost. And now we can go for the barrage here. There's not really much that's going to be able to stop him outside of that McCree for years one.
I like that.
A couple rockets.
I like that play from Hong Kong. So they decide to hold on to the minefield, because now what they can do is they can block off area with the minefield and then also funnel players into the damage of the supercharger. And it's really just one more fight here for Paraguay.
Moonblue can just sit here and wait. Get an easy potential pick off now. Years one has got a Deadeye, but don't really know where there's going to be great use for that one here. We might try and sit back past the rest of his team or go for this straight Deadeye. You've got to get up pretty early in the morning if you're to try and make this one work. He tries to catch Steps. He comes across to the Wrecking Ball. No good. Arturok falls there to a remote mine. And well, it's just Years and Ganjamain alive, but what does he do from up here? He's so far away. The rocket travel time is significant. As is their spread. There's not enough damage there for Paraguay, and Hong Kong look very good here in the first round of Busan.
Yeah, and I think, for Paraguay, they're in a tough spot, obviously. This is their first time at the Overwatch World Cup. Don't know what the LAN experience is like for a lot of these players on the team. So this may be their first experience in an environment like this, and going up against, a much higher seeded team, a team expected to go much further in the bracket. Like Hong Kong, it's a very difficult matchup. They try and make the McCree work. I think they're going to have to move off of the McCree So you'll see they'll go with the Doomfist May setup here, and then you'll see Hong Kong, they're going to go Reaper Doom. So pretty much the standard meta here from Hong Kong.
Paraguay definitely have to have their wits about them here. It's look, the sustained damage or the ability for Reaper just to flank behind and get those pickoffs is something they've really got to be aware of. Outside of that, though, Paraguay definitely have a good understanding of the meta right now and those ideal compositions. That's a great mutual knockdown. Mue almost gets caught inside Paraguay's, inside their shield there, and that probably should have been a kill from Paraguay to try and capitalize there. But he's going to go again. He's going to try and get aggressive. It looks like Years was trying to be the counter-puncher there, but he gets caught out by Step, just cleans him up with an accretion.
Nice halt there from M Crazy as it brings some players in, and Mue is able to make it happen with the Doomfist. I think now that Paraguay at this map, they try to go to the May to deter the aggression that comes in, right? When the dive comes in from the Reaper, from the Doomfist. Split players off with the May, make it difficult for them to continue to push on forward. And they're just not really making the impact right now, as Hong Kong still looks strong.
Need to start off a fight maybe with a good accretion hit or a Doomfist pick. Mue drops in. That could have been a little bit risky for him, but the May wall placed by Ganchamain had already dropped. So Moon Blue is able to clean up too, and that's the difference that Reaper's making here, and he wants more as well. You can see the Hong Kong oozing confidence.
So you'll have coalescence for both sides here. You're also already at your Gravitic Flux here from Step, so saw a strong Wrecking Ball, now a strong Sigma.
Okay, that's what they were looking for. They managed to pick off Mue as he goes in aggressively. This is an opening for Paraguay. No connection for Years though as he tries to drop in on in with that Meteor Strike. He needs to find Am Crazy, but the healing's been pretty good with the Coalescence in play. Mango Jai keeping his front line alive, and Step hits a nasty Gravitic Flux. And I don't think there's an opening here for Paraguay anymore.
That is 3 there. With the Gravitic Flux from Step, he got 1 before it, and then the 2 with the Gravitic Flux as Hong Kong gets to 60% and counting on the point. Looking for a shutout here in map number 1.
Yeah, and there's potential there. There's no doubt about it. Paraguay have, well, they've got a Blizzard and they've got a Gravitic Flux to lean on. Supercharger may come up during the fight, but that's the Death Blossom definitely is going to keep them honest here. Moonblue goes straight on in, gets rid of Years. That's all he's going to get for the time being, but the Gravitic Flux had no follow-up because the Reaper was in the way. Hong Kong just held Paraguay off. They weren't able to capitalize.
Mitch, they don't even have to invest the sound barrier there. You're able to survive that if you're Hong Kong without using the sound barrier. Now, if that Blizzard comes in, you can try and speed boost, kite away from it, or you can just pull the May off the side of the map there. They don't even get the use of the Blizzard.
That's rough stuff here for Paraguay now, trying to win the fight with only one of their DPSs. In fairness, Years 1 gave a good account of himself, but they don't get to the point in time, and Hong Kong take our first map in this matchup. Paraguay definitely seem like this is going to be quite the learning curve for them.
Yeah, I would say so. I think, with how map 1 has gone, I think you're definitely, probably, Paraguay getting together as a team and discussing what they can do to possibly slow down Hong Kong. It looks to be a very strong opponent here with our first map on the board. So Hong Kong, they take map number 1. But if you're Paraguay, like, what do you do? I don't think you can go McCree. I don't think you can go that. If you're going to go McCree, play like Bastion comes at that point. Like, if you're going to play McCree double shield and just play Bastion. Just play like May Bastion, right? Like, or like a Bastion Reaper, something along those lines. Play the Baptiste. I just don't think you're going to be able to make like heroes like McCree work right now.
It's far too risky. And if the enemy Farah is, sort of remotely confident, you'll get flanked. You won't be able to see the Farah until she's, right above you, and then you'll be dead, in one direct hit in like a melee attack or something similar. It's a little bit risky out there for McCree still. And Hong Kong honestly look pretty clean with their execution there. I think, there are some fights where like you'd expect to have seen a sound barrier invested into that second to last fight. The fact that they didn't have to do that.
They didn't need it, yeah.
But yeah, they got Gravitic Fluxed, and they just took it like champs. They just didn't bother with that sound barrier, and because there was no follow-up. Because we seen that, we saw the Reaper, from Hong Kong just pushed himself in such a way that Paraguay were forced to retreat in their biggest window, which was when that Flux was active.
I would have loved to see where they were playing with that May. When you're waiting on this May to get the Blizzard off from Paraguay, and they get halted off the map, because You would think like, well, how did the Arisa end up on the point? Because they were playing up by the choke, right? They must have seen the Mei go from like the bridge around and try
It's more
and
likely
get on
she
a
was
flank.
on the bridge.
Well, no, we saw, because we did see, there was a quick second with the camera shot when they were playing from the choke, like looking out towards the bridge, and the Mei came around the other side because she was going to come up the stairs behind Blizzard, the backside. But that never happened. The Blizzard never came, but then the players never really backed up to the point. So maybe the Mei went to the point, went on the outside, and maybe tried to hide a little bit so they can get another touch. But odd scenario there.
It is. For me, though, that kind of describes a perfect situation where, one of your DPS players has an ultimate and needs to make a play.
Yeah.
They absolutely need to try and flank or just come from a different angle. Otherwise, Hong Kong. Look, well, I think as far as fundamentals go, Matt, in the neutral game, Hong Kong are definitely far ahead.
You're almost better if you're Paraguay. Still committing the Blizzard on the backside of it, forcing out sound barrier, and then having a clean fight for the last fight. Like, you're probably in a better spot. Like, I'm not the stats guy here. I don't have that data. But I would assume you are in a better spot going into that final fight completely empty than to go win sound barrier versus Blizzard, right? Because the Blizzard it's a good ultimate, but sound barrier, I mean, it'll keep everybody alive. You can kite away from it, with the speed boost. There's a lot that the Lucio can do to deter the effects of that Blizzard. So I think trading that like 1-for-1, and let's say you were able to get a pick, even if it's 1 or 2 players, and then you have an advantage now coming off of spawn, and maybe Paraguay can make a play, but just did not work out that way.
So the winner of this match, Matt, is going to be going forward to take on Team Germany. Now, Team Germany always seems to look so different to us each and every year.
Yeah.
I mean, what should we be like? Does this Hong Kong roster look like a team that can handle Germany when they face
Yeah, I think
them?
without a doubt. I mean, we've seen Germany in past World Cups put together a good performance, but like you mentioned, like I would love to know how many returning players they have from previous years, because it seems like each year they're just kind of retooling the whole roster.
Yeah, it's like the scene sort of changes so much. Or, I mean, a good example is Clockwork Vendetta came out of essentially nowhere quite recently, that last season of contenders, and they have a couple of German players on their roster. Let me just go around the grounds and give you guys an update on where our brackets are right now. So, just so you know, this is bracket D. That's where we are right now. Bracket A, myself and Matthew covered earlier today. Obviously, Denmark have won that bracket. They beat Australia in the finals. Bracket B is also concluded. So the United Kingdom had 3 3-0s. They made it through pretty comfortably, and they defeated Norway 3-0 in the final, which is quite the statement. They are looking pretty sharp. Bracket C, obviously, the match between Italy and Japan has concluded, and Italy managed to win in that tiebreaker map. So they advanced to play Sweden in the finals of Bracket C, which will be quite the match.
That'll be a good one, yeah.
Yeah, and so we still have Bracket D and Bracket E to see today. So right now, we're in Bracket D. Bracket E features South Africa, it features Singapore, Saudi Arabia, Portugal, the Netherlands, and Finland. Both the Netherlands and Finland.
That I believe Saudi Arabia had a match. I believe I want to say it was against Denmark. That was close. Somebody told me there was some kind of play-in tournament to raise funds to come. And
yes.
they had a close game. I forgot who I was talking to.
Was that Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia had a 3-2 against somebody who was actually like we expected to be pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of fans out of the Middle East here, so it's great to see Saudi. Like Kuwait was actually initially planning to bring a team over, and they couldn't make it, unfortunately. So India is still obviously representing that region. They unfortunately did fall out. They lost to Italy 3-0 in that first match in Bracket C. But yeah, Bracket E is also going to be interesting. So obviously we still have 2 more brackets to get to the end of today. With obviously Mexico beating Latvia 3-0. That is over on the twitch.tv/OWWC2 channel with Jaws and Leg Day. So they're covering that half of the bracket. So we have the other half from those 2.
Yes, and that is the only other game that is live because Japan-Italy just ended. So it seems to be we are the channel that is always live, and all of our coworkers get to just walk around
just
and enjoy
slack off.
BlizzCon.
Yeah,
Everybody's
Yep.
Avast has had about 4 lunches at this point, I think. It's been a crazy day.
Yeah, he's 4 of them turkey sandwiches, 4 cookies, 4 bags of crisps. He's loving life right over there. He has his own bottle of honey, by the way.
For all you Americans, the bag of crisps is potato chips. It took
Well,
me a
see,
while to get
I
used
just
to
call
that
them.
as
I just
well.
call them chips. Crisps is the British way of putting it. I just say chips, but everyone is like, what kind of chips? Apparently, it's not self-explanatory on the side of the world.
It is not. It is not. As I have adjusted to that as well. As we are waiting for map number 2 to get kicked off here. So don't have any ETA. No pauses or anything in map number 1 that would lead you to believe that it would be a bit of a longer go, but I think we'll probably just hang out here because every time we leave, they
the game just seems to come back. I mean, so the match on the other channel, by the way, is actually it's Russian Federation playing against Mexico. So that might be while you're waiting with us here for the break, get that up on your other screen and check that out.
Oh, that is the one that draws in.
That's what they're casting. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So. Twitch.tv/OWWC2.
I know I saw this weekend as well. I believe Mistakes is here as a coach or a committee member for.
For Russia?
Yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah.
As, he was a big part of the Boston Uprising season in year 1 of the Overwatch League. Phenomenal Tracer player.
Oh yeah, he honestly
so good.
Had some fantastic moments on the Widow as well. That team, yeah. So he is here not in an official capacity because obviously now you have Enlair and Shadowburn that are still active Overwatch League players.
Dude, they have a solid team.
Chow's on that team. Tonic. It is a pretty similar team to last year, except last year they had Unfixed was still on that team. Who was playing on like Windstrike, which was like a CIS-based team. But yeah, so the team looks a lot different. But Shadowburn has been on the Russian team every single year since 2016. That is quite the legacy. Chow's been on the team for 3 years in a row. He's back. Obviously, Chow's now.
Is he? I would love to know.
He's playing on HSL right now.
I would love to know who are the players who have played at every single one. Off the top of my head, Shadowburn. Is Shadowburn the only one?
Mickey?
Mickey, yes.
Yeah, I think he's been for Thailand every year. Custer definitely wasn't because I benched him in 2017.
True.
He's not here this year either, I guess.
No, not here this year.
Yeah. I think he pulled out though. I think he had a.
It kind of gets crazy because year 1 was so like.
Well, the UK didn't even make it to. UK didn't even make it to opening week in year 1.
Right.
They fell out in the online qualifiers that we did at like 3 a.m. for whatever reason out in Germany.
Yeah, like Team USA had none of the guys.
Nah. Same as South Korea. Like they've had so many different players.
They have so many good players. They just mix it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say maybe Mono, but then it was Miro year 1.
Yep.
Miro is Miro's the MVP.
That's where he was discovered. Everyone.
Yeah, Miro was the MVP year 1, right?
So, yep.
Sure for.
That might be. I'll tell you what. I will double check that, but I think you might be right.
Sure for was on the team year 1. I don't believe Agilities was because they had Poke. Yeah, but Sure for 100%.
Yep, Surefour has been on that team every single
year.
year.
Been on there every year.
Agilities wasn't there in year 1.
No.
That's it, Logan DeBest. Oh, remember ID?
Yeah.
Actually, he's out here. ID's out at Blizzcon at the moment, and we'll catch up with him.
We're taking you through some kind of old Overwatch history stuff. So.
We are trying to do a little bit of reminiscing here. So Denmark has made their way, by the way, into Group B after winning out that bracket A.
That'd be good to catch people up and where people go.
That's right. So the whole purpose of today is to get our 2 groups of 5 teams seeded right. So we still have 3 brackets that haven't concluded. We're going to be jumping the game in just a sec. So Group A currently is South Korea, France, United States, the United Kingdom. That is stacked. Group B,
that is
Canada,
nuts.
China, and Denmark. Now you can expect Sweden to potentially join them in there, I think, as well.
Or Italy.
Or Italy. Yeah.
Don't count the Italians out. Josh, how good were the Italians?
Yeah, see, now he said all right, but he made a different gesture.
All right. Well, he kind of did like the seesaw hands one, like a little bit. But did they have a chance potentially against? I believe the winner of this bracket as well goes into that group too.
I can tell we are in bracket D currently, so that would be Group B that would go to. Yeah. So Sweden, I believe, is in bracket C, and they would go into Group A.
Gotcha.
And then, but the winner of this bracket, right now, I'd say the favorite is the Russian Federation. Yeah. So, both teams look ridiculous.
And to remind people, all of the games today are first to 3. The games tomorrow will be 3 map sets. So we will play, just like Overwatch League, we will play all 3 maps. I believe the order is control, hybrid, escort, so no assault tomorrow.
And the maps really do matter tomorrow because they're not single elimination. We have 2 groups of 5 teams, and obviously there will be a cut-off. Only 2 teams from each group will be able to go forward.
Wait, what? No.
Oh, no, we still have our quarterfinals.
Yeah, so it'll be, we'll eliminate out of the 10, we'll eliminate 2.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I believe that's
the bottom ones from each group tomorrow will be eliminated.
So, and that'll decide our seedings as well for those finals.
All right, let's see how they make this work. Is they commit to the Fara yet again?
What's the idea here?
The Roadhog. Well, you don't have any dives here. Like, who's diving with the Tracer, right? Like, it's weird. You have half shield. Like, if you're gonna play this, you're almost better playing like the Fara Doom or Fara Reaper, right? Like, just for some more survivability.
Paraguay had a real opportunity just now with how low they managed to get Am Crazy, but now I think that might be much harder. Synapsis gets caught by Moonblue there.
I would say as well. You know, I said I didn't really like it earlier in the day, but I think with the way Hollywood is as a map, I would even be okay seeing something like a Fara Hanzo here. Because a lot of off angles where you can force like weird scenarios with double shield.
Well,
Hanzo a little bit harder to dive.
Yeah, and you can insta-kill people, and you have shield pressure. So I feel like it's an upgrade over Tracer in every single case. Like, who are you going to dive as Tracer? Mango Jai fades away. Mikos is too fast. Everyone else is durable. Nice hook, but Moonblue's getting coalesced from the backside there, so he's not going to fall.
Especially playing the Roadhog in a Reaper, right? I mean,
that doesn't feel good. Well, it doesn't look good. I assume it doesn't feel good.
His step connects with 3 during that fight, so Hong Kong, they will play close in the choke yet again. Now you change off of the... So now going over to Sigma makes your comp better overall, but it makes the Tracer pick even worse in a way.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, maybe they're playing for a pulse bomb, Matt. We'll have to see. All right, Death Blossom mostly negated, but Moonblue's still able to find that kill after it. And Paraguay are about to get spawn camp. This is about as close to spawn camping as you're going to get on this map. Hong Kong aren't going to push out too far.
But also, I mean, now you know, Step has a gravitic flux. There's no sound barrier to deal with this, so I guess you're relying on Valkyrie to be able to heal everybody up, top everybody up enough to be able to survive through that damage.
Well, Paraguay have 90 seconds to come up with something here, Matt. Otherwise, this will be potentially a rather fast map. Gajamain has a barrage here. Patience is key. Gonna line up and get rid of I'm Crazy. Miko just scoots over the rooftop there and finds the kill. That's nicely done, interrupting a potentially dangerous ultimate there. And Years 1 gets brought back into the fight, but for what purpose? Wasn't Years 1 just... Paraguay made a substitution in between maps, Matt. Moving Years 1 over towards the off-tank and putting Zio in.
Ah, interesting. So a little bit of a change up here. Maybe that's a decision.
Oh, no.
They use here as...
oh, no.
Come on, Synapsis. Get away.
Oh, that was about 10 seconds of stagger.
I really like this comp now. Fara Reaper, I think, makes a ton of sense, right? I think Reaper, just in this meta right now, better against tanks, better survivability than Tracer.
Better mobility than Tracer because you can get across the map.
Teleport, Wraith Form, new escape, and a better chance to just burst targets down after that damage comes down from the Fara. I mean, it just may be a little bit too late here for Paraguay.
I think you can see just how confident Moonblue is now as well. We've been on his, we've been on their POV for most of this round, and they have just rolled up into the front line of Paraguay without a fear in the world. And that's trust in the back line as well. 10 seconds remain here for Paraguay to make their mark on the point, to make some progress. But Hong Kong are ready with both of their DPS ultimates and their supports. Wrecking Ball gets him there. Meteor Strike now. And that puts Muwei back in position there, get the finish off on Gajamain. It looks like Muwei went up to the high ground and Gajamain was not ready to get punched. And that'll be it. Hong Kong look absolutely dominant when it comes to defense.
A full hold there. Man, Paraguay, I think they figured the comp out at the end. But I think that's where a lot of teams do kind of like, you have to move some players around to make it work, maybe.
Sure.
I think that's something that I think you only learn from the LAN experience. Because I think, you know, thinking back to some of my first times, you know, at live events, is the game feels like way faster than it actually is. So like, you think you have a lot of time, the next thing you know it's over, and like you're getting up and you're just kind of, you know, the first few times you played an event, it's just a weird feeling.
Sure.
And right now I think the game may just be getting a little bit away from them in terms of just like the speed of it, right? Not really understanding the moment.
Well, it's also understanding when they can start to press an advantage, or even, you know, in some degrees how to create one safely, right? You need to find picks.
Yeah.
If you're playing, what are you playing, Farah Tracer at some point there, or was it the Doomfist? Either way, it's like, okay, well, how do we get a player advantage here, and how do we convert that now into a positional one? Can we use this to push up onto the point? Like here, Paraguay are playing like a completely reasonable composition. This looks good. Obviously, the execution of this one isn't exactly a mystery. Keep the Bastion alive. Make sure you get you know, good use and good timing out of that immortality field from Kitty. Don't use it frivolously, and don't allow Hong Kong just to go wherever they want.
Yeah, and you won't be able to. We'll see what Hong Kong decides to play. I don't think you'll see a 76. I'd love to see 76.
Is this a Wu-Wei throwback? Is this the classic?
I don't know how you make 76 work against this.
Bro, take me back 3 years, baby.
I think probably just maybe a Farah. Okay, now dude. Yeah.
Oh man,
Let's see how they go about breaking this setup. As Paraguay gonna play. This is why I said I would like to see them play after map 1. Like, you may as well play this type of game if you don't really feel comfortable playing the mirror.
Yeah. As well, like, you know, we go away from control now. We come in a hybrid where, you know, the set play and tactics matter a bit more, and you can shore up any sort of weaknesses mechanically with a good setup. So Hong Kong looks like they want an umbrella.
This will heal you.
They're just figuring out where Paraguay's set up now. Finding out, like, they're waiting for a chance to hit tab and see the whole comp of Paraguay.
And they're trying to get a feel on where they're going to go. And
that
now
is
they
a wall.
decide a beautiful wall. Oh
that
my.
is. So it ain't so sealed. Oh man, he used to be a high flyer until he took an icicle to the knee, and that was it. Kitty gets taken down. I get a rare laugh from Matt Morello, and Moonblue pushes straight on through. Hong Kong gonna wrap this map up pretty darn quick. It's 2-0 now in this series.
A really quick game of Hollywood. That is a very fast 2-0. Is Paraguay gonna need to come up with something here before this map 3? Map 3 will be escort. I don't remember when we took a look at the map. Selections.
Yeah, it appears that the maps are predetermined based on like what image it is, as far as we understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, you know, we had a reasonably lengthy discussion prior to this map, and sort of discussed maybe some of the weaknesses there for Paraguay.
I like, but they started to get into a good place on that map, like compositionally, like the Farah Bastion on defense.
Yep.
That's the right play.
But the May wall, like, it's about knowing how to adapt to that. Like, what do you do when all
they
your
dropped?
team...
They dropped point. Where what they probably needed to do is drop and go left. They dropped and went right, which is right into the team of Hong Kong. They needed to go left and then try and back themselves into the cafe, have the Sigma with maybe the immortality field of the Baptiste just to stabilize a whole point until they got ready again. But they just kind of rushed it.
Yeah. And at that point as well, your Bastion needs much more attention when you drop to the low ground, right? So you don't just have a positional advantage like, you know, on the high ground, only certain heroes can access the Bastion. You've got shields. On the low ground, anyone can flank around. Or most frighteningly is that Step can just walk forward past the Orisa shield and throw an accretion at the Bastion. Because, you know, Paraguay made the choice to run into Hong Kong instead of trying to set up with some distance between them. So they're not really trying to enable their Bastion to have a big impact at that point. If they rotate away whilst keeping pressure and sort of contesting the point, there is absolutely a world where the Bastion can make up for the fact that they've lost their Farah. Now, look, your Farah gets gunned down by your Mei, so the enemy Mei. So, you know, like, these things happen, right? But Hong Kong and Mei, solid combo for them so far.
Yeah, they have looked really good when they've had that in, and they've been able to use the Mei wall to just you know, get rid of that Bastion in play. So we'll see what the next map brings. Don't have the map selection up yet, so I assume that they are not ready to play just yet. So we are
I'll see if I can get some updates.
Waiting yet again. Yeah, I would love to see some updates. it looks like to my right, they have started Singapore, South Africa. So that is one where looks like Singapore took round 1. I believe Jake and Lemon Kiwi are in a game at the Overwatch, what is that? Overwatch World Cup 1 stream.
No, I believe you. Yeah, that's right.
That
Sorry,
is
you're right.
Overwatch
You're
World
right.
Cup
You're right.
1. Yeah.
Yep.
So they are in a game of Eichenwald. So they are in map 2 of a set. Brennan Josh with Singapore, South Africa. That is game number 1 of their set. So
is it Jaws and Lake Day that are covering the South Africa, Singapore game?
No, that is directly to the right. That is Brennan Josh.
I got you.
So,
all right. There's a lot of games happening simultaneously
yeah,
here, so we can only see.
We're trying to make some sense of it for you guys at home. So we're actually just in a large room with all the casters. I can see. I have a better view of it than Mitch, but I can see somewhat of like the clean feeds of all the games.
How do you have a better view of it than me? You can't even see over the top of your monitor.
That's true. But I can at least see South Africa, Singapore here, which is on Busan, game number 1. The one that I believe that is Lemon, Kiwi, and Jake.
There's Italy. It's Italy, Sweden is happening as well as we speak.
That
is on Nepal.
That may be. Oh, that's the Nepal one. So that's in game 1 that just started. That is a decider for that bracket. We look like we're getting ready to go into Rialto, so our game will be ready very shortly.
Yeah. So
and then there's one other game going on, I believe. I don't know what the team's on.
So we are currently live on this channel. We are live on /Play Overwatch, and then we are live on OWWC 1 and OWWC 2.
Four of the streams are live. The only one that is not live would be the Contenders channel.
That's right.
They are waiting for a game.
And I believe their next map would be Portugal versus Saudi Arabia. So stick around for that one if you want to see what's coming out of the Middle East, especially with all the good things we've actually heard about that team. And Portugal as well. If you're a Grey fan like me, if you're a Hortic fan like me, then get around that one. So a lot of our favorites hail from Portugal. We're going to jump in here. It's going to be Rialto. And here's another map where your Bastion Faracomp may be tested.
Yeah, so OWWC 1 is the final match of the day for Jake and Lemon Kiwi. That is Italy-Sweden.
Gotcha.
So they have the decider over there. Jaws and Leg Day have the other quarterfinal in our in bracket D, I believe. Or yes, yeah, I think I am correct. And then, or no, actually, because Germany got a bye, right?
That's right.
So
Germany play the winner of this match.
So they have one of the bracket C quarterfinals, and then Bren and Josh with Singapore, South Africa have the other one. So those are all the matches going on right now. Hopefully you understood that. Paraguay on...
we barely do.
Yeah, we barely do. Paraguay on defense. Ryan Arisa for a double shield combo.
Okay, well, all right. So in theory, Reinhardt's shield is stronger than Sigma's, just not as flexible, has more health. They actually managed to find a Fire Strike. I mean, Fire Strike, look, shields can't block that. It's just another thing that, can't be mitigated.
Interesting that Hong Kong decides to go Zen instead of Mercy. Because you can't Discord, like, what are you Discording, right?
Well,
you'd rather have the damage boost for the Pharah.
Yes, unless no. Yeah, I mean the Transcendence I guess can do a lot for you, but it may not keep you alive if the Bastion gets boosted. And wow, that's Moonblue. That is, yeah. I mean, and that's a matter of time. That's what the Pharah is trying to do: build up barrage and then try and flank with it.
Yeah.
Well, Paraguay weren't ready for it, and honestly, didn't have a lot in their composition that could answer it.
I did not see that one coming. Okay, now we're going back. They went Junkrat there, so now they're going to Widowmaker. So
Concussive Blast.
Double Sniper, Ryan Arisa. So interesting setup here coming out from Paraguay. This is going to be hard to break. I mean, look, when you have Hong Kong, a very good team, they take out the Rhine as here comes Gajamain on the flank. But when you have a team that's as strong as Hong Kong, and they're playing great double shield, with Arisa Sigma, I don't think you can play double sniper into that.
So even if fair enough, fundamentally you might not be able to challenge Hong Kong, but also compositionally you're probably playing something that's less optimal. So tough for Paraguay to give themselves a real shot. Double sniper against Sigma Arisa with a Bastion. And look at this, look at out. Okay, you've got to push into this if you're Paraguay. You have to go through them. And the Dragon Strike, that was very good timing for that. Immortality field for both teams. Muay gets rid of it now, and Years could be in trouble. That shield's about to get blown up. He's got to go for the shadow, and it was shielded off. I get the idea by Years. And Paraguay made the right choice in pushing into a Hong Kong setup, but the Immortality field, they couldn't get rid of it. Honestly, like I don't hate Paraguay's like
nice halt
how they think through that play.
No, they played it right. They just have an inferior composition.
Yeah.
I mean,
now they're switching over. They got the Doom Fist.
Think if that Earth Shatter was just a push forward and an accretion and a stun onto the Bastion. Right?
Perhaps it was that double sniper was because they respected Moonblue so much after he got that big barrage play. But you should probably really just stay the course and try and play the most ideal comp. This is looking much better now.
I
don't think you want Batiste.
I think it's been proven that you can beat the Baura setup with like May Reaper or Reaper Doom. Like the answer in all cases is necessarily not to counter it with another Baura. Or even hit scan for that matter, so.
Well, that rarely is the case. You see like people try and switch McCree into that Baura a lot of the time and it just doesn't quite cut the mustard. Mango Joy just tried to fight Zio one-on-one, by the way.
I don't know where that went down.
Came off second best. It was to the left of Step, like right in that little staircase as he tried to flank.
Gotcha.
He was trying to go for a sideshow Zen play. All right, here's the Gravitic Flux. Can Moonblue capitalize? Okay, he realizes there's a flank and Zio is ruined. Yeah, I mean that was the big draw in that fight for Paraguay, Matt, was where they managed to get Zio set up. But they really had nothing else.
They're going McCree now. I mean, they're going to go McCree. They have Transcendence on the other side. Supercharger, Rocket Barrages. There goes Callow as things are not looking good for Paraguay. There's the Rocket Barrage.
Moonblue manages to find Kitty there. Years One looks like he took himself down with his own Hypersphere. Ganjamain does get the forest, so I guess mission accomplished from McCree, but on the wider scale.
Mission accomplished?
Well,
they just completed them out with 3 minutes and 43.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, on the wider scale, they didn't quite achieve their objective. Do you remember this team, by the way? Fine, I'll go McCree. Do you remember this team?
No. What's a team called Fine, I'll go?
Flame, Clockwork, Papa Smurf, Steel, Pure was on this team. This was like one of the first like NA. The reason why I thought of that is because like the name's supposed to be ironic. Everyone wants to go to McCree, but no one can. Back in this was the team that Splice picked up, and they played it like the Agents Rising tournament. That was like Flame's first team. There you go. It's a bit of a. Dak was on this team as well. Oh man, good times. They actually won. They actually won like an Overwatch Open. Played in a couple of monthly melees. But
it's fun, man, to like. Get here at Overwatch World Cup, see all these teams show out, and then just kind of think about like where all these players come from and just
where
like
they've been,
from former teams and where they're going. Like it's just a little bit of a history trip there in terms of Overwatch time, right?
We love Overwatch time.
Yeah, like it's so funny to look back at some of the stuff. Do have Hong Kong on D now. They're going to run that May Bastion setup. So
Paraguay gets top marks with this composition.
Yes,
top marks.
This is fine. I mean, this is kind of what we wanted to see from them, right? Like, I think they're going to have a much better chance moving the payload, creating some kind of offensive presence with this type of composition.
Still find the Zen questionable for Hong Kong. I will say that, but
maybe they feel like they need the Zen to deter the Pharah with like the Discord and like just but like even then, look at the angle the Pharah is playing at. Like,
I mean, I guess it takes one less Ice Spike to kill her if you're May. Accretion thrown in. Ganjamain is just pushing the card himself.
They Harmony Orb.
That was the Discord Orb, by the way.
They Harmony Orb the Bastion, so they keep the Bastion Harmony.
Well, I mean, how is that better than like a Mercy's healing, though, do you think?
Because Mercy, you also get the damage boost to the hero direct, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe there's merit if you can stick like a Ganjamain with with a Discord orb, you can't cleanse it off. There's no Xayah in his composition. Maybe it's just an easy way of trying to break the Bastion. Or, I need to say this, alternatively, he could be trolling. It's I'm not accusing him of it, I'm just saying that we have to accept that that's a possibility.
Or maybe you want Transcendence. Maybe you value Transcendence over the Valkyrie in case they try and get in close and die.
Yeah. I mean, I think that makes a difference. Transcendence is, you can't really stop it with anything the Paraguay have, and it can keep you alive against the Bastion for a time. Not if he has that Matrix, though. I think he's still got blown up.
More for the rocket barrage, I guess.
Yeah. Still, yeah. And
but
then,
even still, like...
Depends how close you are.
Right.
Step got a huge amount of shield there from that Air Matrix kinetic grasp. So Hong Kong bank a couple ultimates here now. They have their own Air Matrix. Paraguay are slowly getting towards the card. So my issue is that they do need to move the card up to this point, and it's back at spawn right now. They're not touching card.
I mean, they're trying to get a fight win before they go get cart, right? Wrap back around, but it is not working out. It's going to put them even further behind.
So my thinking is, why not try and bring the card up whilst you have that team in that low
that's
right
what you
ground?
see a lot of teams do. They'll have one person move the cart up.
Okay, this is what I meant. Yeah, the problem is now is that they don't have any. This is great though. Garjamain gets to the back line. Tank configuration. There's the Transcendence on Mango Giant. Now it won't save everyone. He's actually trying to body block the Bastion, but as soon as he comes out of that Transcendence, he is felled. I'm crazy. Not going to survive that one either. But Garjamain is low, hit with an accretion, forced to head for the kills.
He almost fell off the side. Save your mercy!
Oh, what is he going to do?
Oh.
He's going to sit around the corner, and that's a kinetic grasp put right up his nostrils. He's not getting away with that.
Oh, I mean, we've all been there before, where your mercy's like, no, come towards me, and everyone's walking away, and she just doesn't have line of sight. Oh,
yeah.
You feel for Synapsis there. Junkrat now. Okay, so full shield break here.
Yeah.
But they have Blizzard, so not a lot of mobility here for Paraguay, and that's going to be the main Blizzard coming in.
I mean, these damage boosted grenades are filthy through the Air Matrix, man. That Orisa shield lasted 2 or 3 grenades in total.
But you had, like, immortality, like, you have your own shields, like...
Alright, Garjamain.
Do it.
I like it.
Do it.
Ah, Moon Blue. You're soft! He backs out. 24 seconds left in the round, and Paraguay is still looking.
And Matrix Supercharger tank configuration. Give it to me.
Yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot of really nice ultimates, and here it comes. Garjamain has to stay on the payload. There's only 12 seconds left. Trying to push it around the corner. The payload's currently out of line of sight, and look at this push coming in. Oh my god, Years tries to go for the solo gravitic flux with minimal follow-up, and unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out. In overtime now, Garjamain is not going to get to touch in time, and that will be that. Hong Kong take the series 3-0, and Paraguay, having made the trip out here, are going to be looking to enjoy the next couple days out of Blizzcon and make the most of it, because they will not be advancing further in our World Cup.
Yeah, unfortunate for Paraguay, but you know, coming in as the 32nd seed, I don't want to say probably expected something like that, but you know, they probably had to come in with realistic expectations of where they can go.
Yeah, we talk to teams every year, Matt, who have come in for the first time, and none of them get ahead of themselves.
But I think it's great for them to come and get the experience, to have a team represented here, getting more players playing Overwatch in their region, trying to come here and improve every year. So I think it's awesome to see Paraguay come and make an appearance this year.
So before we go to a break and we wait, we can go back around to talk about who's been at the most World Cups so far. Do you know there is a handful of players that have been at 4 World Cups for their teams?
How many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Let me see if I can get them.
Okay.
Sureforce for 1.
That's right.
Shadowburns 2.
That's right.
Mickey.
Yes. You got 3 out of 7.
Has Soon been at all of them?
No.
What are the countries for the other ones?
One's from the UK.
Has Boombox been at everyone? No.
So I guess we're counting. Teams that didn't qualify in that first year, but we're still part of it.
I guess you're talking about somebody like Kib or Smex or no, really?
It's an easy one.
Cruz?
Yep. Cruz has played 4. As a Spaniard, has also played 4.
Neptuno.
Nope.
Harry Hook.
Yes.
Okay.
There's also a Norwegian who's played 4.
Would I know him?
Yep.
Contenders player or Overwatch League?
Contenders player. And was around before Overwatch League launched.
I want to say Oni got, but I'm not sure he's from...
That's correct. He's Norwegian and he's played in 4 World Cups. There's one more Thai player also that has been in 4 World Cups.
Opudo?
That's right.
Bro, I am a knowledge.
Well, a knowledge bomb.
I am knowledge. Dude.
There you go. So, yeah, so thank you for the individual that sent me that list there as well. I guess they're counting players that didn't qualify for Blizzcon, which is fair. Well, that's fine. They've competed in 4 World Cups, so I'm okay with that one. So thank you for that one. Sending that one to me. Yeah, there you go. Some absolute stars on that list. And coming up next, I mean, this one's going to be great. Germany take on Hong Kong. Germany got a bye in the first round, so they go straight to the semi-final. Hong Kong really made very short work of Paraguay, mate. They look like they're going to be very strong. And honestly, we don't quite know what to expect from Germany. We know that they have, Moose and engineers on that team, so we can expect some hijinks, some shenanigans perhaps, but Hong Kong right now are playing comps that we know to be strong in the current meta, and they're making it look really good. So that's one to stick around for. Ton of games going on around the grounds though right now. So, feel free to come on back. We've got games live on Play Overwatch. We've got games live on OWWC 1 and OWWC 2. No, it's 2 and 3, sorry, respectively. So go and check them out. But come on back in a few moments when you see it live. Germany versus Hong Kong. And me and Matt's last game of the day. We'll see you for that very, very soon.
The 2019 Overwatch World Cup is brought to you by T-Mobile. Their newest signal goes farther than ever, and it's built 5G ready. Omen, the official PC and display of the Overwatch World Cup. And by Coca-Cola, the official refreshment of the Overwatch World Cup.
Last 2 years, represent France is a huge honor for us.
Là où personne ne nous voit.
When esport was recognized in the US or in Korea, it wasn't in France.
Unbelievable!
3 now for Soon!
It's not representing a team, it's representing a nation, and there's a ton of people watching you because they are French and they want us to win.